morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I am Saskia, aka Sassy Colouring, and today I am here to show you the 180 Brutfuner oil colouring pencils. So the 180 oil colouring pencils come in this metal storage tin. You can do your own conversions, but in euros, these beauties will set you back €42.95. Rounded up, that's a phenomenal 24 cents per pencil. My expectations were low. For 24 cents per pencil, I wasn't thinking that they were going to be anything better than a really nice set of colouring pencils to give my children to use. So they are marketed as artist quality colouring pencils with vibrant colours, a quality pencil in a sturdy metal case made of durable basswood with a strong core. The Amazon bump tells us they are non-toxic, high pigmented and value for money. 180 different shades, which is what you kind of expect from colouring pencils. You don't want the same shade, but that's what Amazon says. So I was interested and I wanted to try them. So let's see, 1, the swatching, 2, what I think, and 3, try and colour something and see how it turns out. So the company is called Lychee, and they are boasting that they've come out with this new colouring pencil or new improvement in their colouring pencils that now makes it top quality, strong centered cores, that they're hard to break. When you sharpen these pencils, they're going to keep their tip for a lot longer. They're just trying to sell these pencils as the be all and end all. So as soon as you get into the tin, you're greeted by the colour swatch sheet. Now this is a really handy chart because you can see all 180 colours on the same page. The sizing of it is just a little under an A4 size sheet. And just because I want to have a uniform look in my colour swatch sheet book, I'm going to use my own swatch sheets rather than this one. But it's a really nice page or gift even to have in your colouring pencil set, because it saves you from having to go and look for it elsewhere. Straight away you can see that there are a really lovely look to these pencils, but they do look like pretty much every other pencil that we ever see. You've got a nice barrel with a number and a name, or sometimes one or the other. You've got the pencil branding down, the coloured end, and then obviously your colouring end. So as far as the look of the pencil, there's nothing that would make them stand out, but they are a nice looking colouring pencil. So you remove the first tray and you're greeted by these beautiful pastel colours. There are some really nice colours in here, and they did just make me go ooh. Then you pull out the next tray and you're greeted by all these purples and blues. Now we know lots of sets have lots of purples and lots of blues, but these are really pretty and the shades are nice according to the pencils. So then we take out this and more greens, purples, and some pinks. Now this tray was a little bit broken, that's why I'm having trouble getting it out. Didn't affect the pencils, but it was broken. And we see these pretty colours. Now I know 180 colours, you know it's a lot, it's 180 colouring pencils, but every time I took out a tray I thought, oh, this has to be the end, this has to be the last set of pencils that there are. Small side note, I was trying to show you exactly how the package was broken and managed to throw a few on the floor. So I'm quite glad that they're more sturdy, because if they were Prismacolors I would be crying right now. So as I said, you take one layer out. The colours underneath are really pretty to look at, but then you take another layer, and these layers just keep on coming. They just seem to be never ending. Now you can tell that the box is thick as they come in, but I think that 180 just seemed to go on forever. I was really impressed by it. Look, we know there's 180 pencils in there, Saskia. Don't get too excited, but I was very excited. The bottom layer was stuck on with some kind of adhesive, so I couldn't get it out. but you can just see how pretty these colours are, how many there are in the set, and honestly, I was impressed by 180 pencils. Whether they worked good or not, I was already impressed by them. But as excited as I am about the sheer amount of these colours and the wide variety of colours on the pencil colours, if you know what I mean, the colour going by what's on the pencil, the main thing and the most important thing is how these pencils swatch. Are they nice to use? Do they look like the colour that's on the pencil so that you can kind of have a general idea without going to your swatch chart what colour you're aiming for? And I have heard that sometimes they misname or misnumber the pencils. I have tried to look into it, but I'm not sure if this happens a lot or whether it only happened once or twice around a certain period of time. But I was told to be careful that sometimes the numbers are on the wrong pencils. So I'm going to speed up the swatching process by ×8 because I was having a lot of fun doing it. I was having a lot of fun sharpening the pencils in between. At one point I also threw a full tray of pencils across the floor. So I was definitely testing their durability to make sure that they were working as well and that core was nice and sturdy. I'm going to swatch them onto the Colouring Companion swatch sheet. If you're a Patreon member, you'll already have these swatch sheets. This one is the 72 box, and the reason I chose this one over the 120 was that I wanted the slightly bigger boxes and the bigger name boxes. I didn't know, did I want to write the names and the numbers or just the numbers? You can see that you can fit 180 boxes on one sheet of paper, but I don't think that tiny box is going to give me enough of a feel of the pencil that I really want to go with for now. Maybe if I was going to colour that and put it inside my pencil case or inside the box with these colours, that would be really handy. But for the purposes of this video, I'm going to use a slightly bigger swatch space. So sit back, enjoy the colours, enjoy the ride, forgive the throwing of the pencils, and I will see you in a minute. I draw to a close of the swatch testing. My first impressions are lovely, but from swatching other pencils, I know that just a small space, the pencils, you don't understand what they colour like. As they lay down on the swatch sheet, the colours are beautiful, the pigment is beautiful, they're really vibrant, and there is a really wide range of each colour. There are very few holes in this colouring set, so you couldn't say that there are too many blues or too many greens or too many reds, because it really is a good selection of these colours. So I suppose the best way to test them, and to test them properly, would be to colour something from start to finish. So again, what I'm going to do is speed that up because you don't want to spend an hour watching it, and I'll tell you my thoughts at the end of that. So the page I'm going to colour is a Patreon exclusive page from the month of March, just because I drew it and it's something I've wanted to colour since I've drawn it, and I think these would be the perfect pencils to test out, because if I was going to colour this, normally I would go to my Prismacolors. I, as of yet, have not found other pencils that I would consider turning to give myself what I consider a nice finish. So I understand there's a difference between the Prismacolors being a wax based and these being oil based, but I don't have any pencils that are oil based that I've really used as a go-to pencil. I have some small sets of pencils that are oil based, but they never wowed me. So I'd love for these to do that. I'd love for them to wow me and for them to be a nice addition to my colouring pencils. So without further ado, let's get into the page with these bad boys and see how they perform. So firstly, welcome back. Next, what do you think? How do you think she turned out? So I haven't used a massive amount of the colouring pencils. I haven't used loads and loads and loads of different colours. But I am shocked. Absolutely baffled by how these are so cheap for the quality that they are. So please don't take this lightly when I say, if I was going to do a colouring, I would debate between these and my Prismacolors. I am going to do a comparison between the Prismacolor and the Brutfuner, because I think there is very, very little difference in the quality of these two sets of pencils. But for now, all I can say is that if you are looking for a more pocket-friendly set of colouring pencils and you're just not satisfied with other brands, I'm not going to name any because that's not fair. Your dream is the Prismacolor, but maybe you can't afford to stretch that much right now, then these I would suggest. I would say most definitely give these a go because I think they're phenomenal. Again, 24¢ per pencil. That's nothing. I'm actually considering getting a few sets for my family members who really enjoy colouring. My 10-year-old, he loves to colour and he always kind of looks and swoons over my Prismacolors. And as much as I love him, I'm so reluctant to let him use them because they're so expensive. Whereas these are going to give him the same kind of results, but he can have his own set because look, stretching €150 for a 10-year-old for colouring pencils is a bit much for me. But for an occasion, I think they were €43. I definitely think that this would make a really nice gift for him. And you're not going to be too worried if he drops the box because even after dropping them once or twice, none of them seem to be hampered in any way. They all seem to be in perfect condition. So after filming this video and colouring this piece, I think it took me about an hour and a half, an hour and 3/4, that kind of a way. My hands are normally quite sore because I'm really heavy-handed with a pencil. With these ones, yes, they were sore because I still am heavy-handed, but I wanted to continue. I wanted to find another picture to colour because I enjoyed using them so much. I enjoyed the way that they blend. I enjoy the way that they're so vibrant. I just love them. So if I was going to give them a mark out of 10, they would for sure get a 10 because they're cost effective, there's a huge range of colours, they're wonderful pencils to use, they sharpen like a dream, they've got a lovely box to keep them in if you don't want to pull them out and put them in your own pencil cases. By the by, I have bought a pencil case to put them in because I want to use them so often that they need to be easier to get to. But 100% they're getting a 10 out of 10. So if you have a set of these pencils, let me know what you think of them in the comments down below. If you're not a subscriber, then consider becoming one. If you'd like any more videos like this, let me know. If you have an idea, let me know. But for me, that's all for now. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, stay sassy.